Hi, my name's Elena. Here's my name, date, and signature, and you can see it is March 4th at 1:53. In this video, I'm going to be explaining my answers for questions 19, 20, and 21. Question 19 asked to calculate the first 49 sequence values using r equals 3.2 and x of 0 equals 0.2 and generate cobweb designs on two different applets and then answer the questions. So here I have the two different applets pulled up. I'll start with 3.2 as r. The function is rx times 1 minus x, which is what I have in here. And then we have x0 equals 0.2. I've iterated it through 49 times, and we can see the cobweb design here. We only see this one box here because the 49 iterations are repeating between two numbers, so the lines are on top of each other. In the second applet, we can set this to 3.2 as well, and we get the same cobweb design, and we can see the two numbers that the two values that are going back and forth through the 49 iterations. We can see the same thing on Excel. Here we have the iterations in column A, we have xn in column B and xn plus 1 in column C. Column C is calculated using that function. We have D, column D is R, so we have R times X, which is column B, times 1 minus X, again column B. And we can see the 49 iterations are all calculated. And the same graph we saw in the applet before is shown here. So to answer the questions for this one, do these values converge to a single value? No. As we just saw, they repeat between two values. So we have a periodic behavior. This is a two cycle because the values are repeating between two numbers. We have them repeating between 0.79 and 0.51, as you can see in this screenshot here. Similarly, you can see that the two values repeat here on the graph. And all these decimal places come from the Excel calculation. For the following question, question 20, R changes to 3.5. X of 0 stays the same, and we are going to calculate those 49 sequences again in the two applets. So we can go back to the first one and change R in our equation to 3.5, reset it, and we have the 49 iterations again. Here we can see a bunch more lines on our cobweb diagram. They are cycling between four numbers. The numbers aren't exactly the same, which is why we see a little bit of variation here in the lines. We can see the same thing here. If we change this to 3.5, we get the same cobweb diagram, and we can see the values bounce back and forth between roughly four different values. Again, in Excel, we can see the same thing. If we change this to 3.5, we get that same graph and all of these numbers that do roughly repeat through four different numbers. So here, again, we do not converge. The long-term behavior is periodic. It's a four cycle because we are repeating between four values. The values are roughly 0.867, 0.40, 0.84, and 0.46. We can see that here after the first few iterations, we have 0.86, 0.41, 0.84, and 0.44. And then we go back to 0.86, 0.4, 0.84, and then 0.4. Here are those two screenshots from the applets. And then for question 21, we have an R value of 4 this time. So we will go back to, and that X of 0 is remaining the same again. So we will go back to the applets and change R to 4 in our function, keeping X of 0 the same. And here we have a bunch of new lines. We can do the same thing in the other applet, change R to 4. And again, a bunch of new lines. We can see the values are all different in an irregular pattern, no repeating values. We can see the numbers here as well, no repeating values, no cycle. And the same thing can be seen in Excel with this very irregular pattern on the graph, and all the numbers here are different. So for this one, the long-term behavior does not converge and it is not periodic because we have no repeating values.